Ever wondered how cats say sorry to humans? Most people assume they don't, but the reality is they do. They just do it in ways that look nothing like what you'd expect. And that's the issue. Because if you miss those moments, or worse, punish them for it, you could be rejecting the only way your cat knows how to make things right. Let's start with the one signal hiding in plain sight. 1. They stare at you and blink very slowly. Have you ever caught your cat looking at you after doing something wrong and then slowly closing their eyes? Most people know that slow blinking signals trust. But what almost nobody mentions is what's happening inside your cat's brain in the moments before that blink. When your cat picks up on tension in the room, maybe you raised your voice. Maybe your body language changed. Their amygdala triggers a stress response. Their instinct is to run or freeze. But instead of bolting, they choose to stay, look at you, and deliberately shut their eyes. Think about what that truly means. A predator is choosing to go blind in front of a perceived threat. That is not casual. It is a calculated emotional risk. A 2020 study from the University of Sussex confirmed that cats use slow blinking intentionally as a social signal. But what the study also found is that cats who received slow blinks back showed measurably lower cortisol levels, meaning your reaction literally alters their body chemistry. When you blink back, their stress decreases. When you ignore it or stay frustrated, their brain registers it as a failed attempt at connection. And here's the part that should really hit you. If your cat keeps offering slow blinks after conflict and never gets one in return, over time, they stop trying. They don't escalate. They just go quiet. That silence is not peace. That is a cat who gave up on apologizing to you. And later in this video, I'll cover one apology signal that looks almost human, and it's the one most owners accidentally punish their cat for. Stay with me on that one too. They headbutt you out of nowhere. Have you ever been sitting on the couch? Maybe still a little annoyed at your cat, and suddenly they walk up and press their head right into your face or your hand. Most people laugh it off or figure their cat just wants attention. But what if that headbutt is actually your cat trying to repair what just broke between you two? Cats have scent glands concentrated around their forehead, cheeks, and chin. When they press their head against you, they're depositing pheromones onto your skin. It's called bunting. And in a calm, everyday moment, yes, it's affection. What when? It happens right after conflict. The meaning shifts entirely. See, when tension fills a room, your cat can literally smell the change. Stress hormones alter your scent. And to a cat who depends on scent the way we rely on facial expressions, that shift feels like the bond is fracturing.
Yes. So what do they?
Do they walk over and remark you? They're not just being sweet. They're overwriting the tension with their own scent. Restoring the chemical signature that tells their brain, this person is still mine and I'm still theirs. What makes this even more powerful is that while cats can bunt casually, even with strangers, the timing is what matters. Headbutts you specifically after tension, after you've scolded them or raised your voice, that's not random affection. That's intentional. They're telling you in the most primal way they know that they refuse to let the bond dissolve. And hey, if your cat has ever done something like this, and you're only now understanding what it meant, hit like and subscribe. Let's make sure more cat owners stop missing these moments. 3. They drop their favorite toy at your feet. Have you ever been upset with your cat and then suddenly found a toy sitting right beside you? Maybe on the couch, maybe near your feet, maybe right on your lap. Most owners toss it aside or assume their cat wants to play. But what if your cat just handed you the most valuable thing they own and you dismissed it? Cats are not like dogs. They don't fetch to please you. When a cat brings you something, there's always a reason. And while hunting instinct plays a role, in certain situations, behaviorists have observed something remarkable. When a cat places an object near their owner after a period of tension, the behavior mirrors what's called a reconciliation offering in animal social dynamics. They're not asking you to play. They're offering something of value to restore the relationship. Think about it from their perspective. Your cat has a favorite toy, the one they carry around, the one they guard, the one they sleep beside. And In the middle of an emotional rift between you two, they pick it up, walk over, and set it at your feet. That is not random. It is sacrifice. They're giving you the one thing that brings them comfort because they're hoping it brings you comfort. 2. So next time you find a random toy next to you after a rough moment, don't ignore it. Pick it up. Acknowledge your cat because that small gesture might be the bravest apology they've ever made. 4. They start licking your hands or face. Have you ever noticed your cat suddenly grooming you right after a tense moment? Maybe they hop onto your lap and start licking your fingers, your chin, even your nose. Most people think it's just a quirky cat habit. But there's a reason this behavior appears specifically after conflict, and it's more meaningful than you'd think. In cat colonies, mutual grooming, called allogrooming, is one of the most significant social behaviors. But here's what most people don't realize. Cats don't groom every cat in the group. Studies on feral colonies have shown that grooming is highly selective. Cats only do it with individuals they share a strong social bond with. It's not about hygiene. It's a tool for maintaining relationships and easing tension within the group. And here's a detail that makes it even more profound. When cats groom each other to resolve tension, researchers have observed that it actually lowers the heart rate in both cats involved. Which means when your cat licks your hand after conflict, their own body is calming down through the act of repairing the bond with you. It's not just emotional, it's physiological. Apologizing to you is literally how they self-regulate. 5. They roll over and expose their belly. Have you ever scolded your cat and watched them immediately flop down and show you their stomach? Most owners think their cat is being playful, or worse, that they simply don't care about what just happened. But that exposed belly might be the most misunderstood apology in the entire cat world. A cat's belly contains their most vital organs. In the wild, no cat would ever willingly expose that area unless they felt completely safe, or unless they were deliberately making themselves vulnerable to de-escalate a threat. And when your cat rolls over right after tension, that's exactly what they're doing. They're not playing. They're surrendering. It's the cat equivalent of putting both hands up and saying, "I'm not a threat. Please don't stay upset with me." This is where it gets important. Most owners see the belly and instinctively reach down to rub it. And what happens? The cat swipes, scratches, or bites. Now the owner thinks the cat was being manipulative or aggressive, but the truth is, the cat was never asking to be touched. They were asking to be forgiven. Rubbing the belly in that moment violates the very vulnerability they just offered you. And to the cat, it feels like a betrayal of the trust they were trying to rebuild. So what should you do instead? Simply stay calm. Soften your voice. Maybe offer a slow blink back. Let your cat know that you received the message without turning their apology into a reason to reach for their most protected area. That's small. Adjustment in how you respond can completely transform how safe your cat feels repairing things with you. 6. They follow you everywhere without making a sound. Have you ever noticed that after something tense happens, your cat just starts showing up wherever you go? Not meowing, not rubbing against you, not asking for food, just quietly sitting in the same room, watching from a distance. Most people don't even notice it. But this is the apology signal I mentioned earlier. The one that looks almost human, and the one most owners completely overlook. Cats are solitary by nature. When they want space, they vanish. They have no problem walking away from any situation, any person, any room. So when a cat chooses to do the opposite, when they follow you from the kitchen to the bedroom to the bathroom without uttering a single sound, that is not clingy behavior. That is a deliberate choice to stay close to you during emotional discomfort. Behavioral researchers describe this as proximity maintenance. It's a strategy also observed in bonded primates after conflict. Rather than vocalizing or making physical contact, the individual simply closes the distance and waits. They're saying, "I'm not going to force this, but I'm not leaving either. I'll be right here until things feel right again." And if you really think about it, we do the same thing. After a disagreement with someone we love, sometimes we don't say anything. We just sit in the same room, make coffee. We exist nearby. No words, no grand gesture, just presence. Your cat is doing the exact same thing. It's the fact that an animal who could easily walk away and be perfectly fine on their own is choosing to stay near you in silence should tell you everything about what you mean to them.